Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're ready because we're freezer banking today. We're going to be freezer banking homemade meat and cheese lasagna. And you know as well as I do that this is quite a job, but I'm going to show you how you can do it easy, how you can take all of the headache out of it, and how you can package these up for later use where you make all of them at one time. It's going to take you a couple of hours and you'll have 4 to 5 lasagnas ready to go in your freezer for those days when you just don't know what to make. Let's go see how this all comes together. It is lasagna time. I don't hardly ever make lasagna, but today we're going to be doing some lasagna and we're going to be making it with the intention of freezer banking. Now, I'm making this on a Saturday afternoon and we're not having it for dinner tonight, but tomorrow is church day and we have a lot going on, and we have church and then we have stuff in the afternoon, and then we're going to have dinner early. And then we're going to have lasagna at that time because we have to go back to church tomorrow evening for something special. So we're going to make lasagna today. And I got everything going here. So you've never seen me make a lasagna. I thought I would share how I make it. It's super easy. This is very basic. This is not a lasagna bolognese. This does not have bechamel sauce in it. This is straight up old-fashioned my mom's lasagna. Okay, super easy. We're gonna start off with, I have this is half a gallon of Rick's Irish spaghetti sauce. It's made with beef and pork, lots of mushrooms. I have more on the stove. I actually had 4 quarts total. So this is 2 quarts. I have 2 more quarts on the stove.
Provide a link.
And we will give you a link to the video where he makes that, as well as a link to the recipe. And I like to use these oven-ready lasagna noodles. It doesn't matter what brand you use, they're all the same. I have 3 boxes because I don't know how many I'm gonna need. I have 5 pounds of ricotta cheese. I have this 2-pound container of regular and this 3-pound container of the ricotta fresca. You can use whatever kind you want. This is what they had at Sam's Club, so this is what I picked up. And this has literally 3 ingredients. It's got milk, and it's made with vinegar like I would make my ricotta cheese, and something else. Salt. That's it. Milk, vinegar, and salt was what went into this. This one is the same, except it has gums in it. It has guar gum and xanthan gum. I think in the future I'm going to seek this out. I like this brand. I also like the Poly-O brand, but this brand I like better because it's very dense cheese and it's very flavorful. Of course, ricotta cheese isn't super flavorful. It depends on what you put in it. I'm going to tighten up the cheese filling with some eggs. So I'm using essentially 1 egg for every pound plus 1 for good measure because I like my ricotta layer to actually keep its shape. I do not like it to ooze out when we slice it. I have some fresh grated Parmesan Reggiano, and over here I have 4 pounds of freshly grated whole milk mozzarella, not part skim. I like the whole milk better, but that's up to you. You can use whatever you like, but this is whole milk mozzarella, and like I said, I don't know how much I'm gonna need, so I grated 4 pounds. I still have a pound in the fridge. And all of our seasonings that we're gonna put in, we've got some garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, parsley, basil, and black pepper. And that is all that goes into my lasagna. We're gonna build the cheese filling, then we're gonna start building our lasagnas. So I'll be right back. All right, we're gonna build our cheese filling. Now this is for obviously the cheese layer in our lasagna. Now I have both containers of the ricotta cheese in here, along with about 2.5 to 3 cups of shredded mozzarella, as well as a cup of grated Parmesan. And now I'm just gonna do like my mom did, and I'm just gonna season this, okay? Now remember, this is a lot of cheese. It's not all going into the same pan. I'm gonna show you the pans that I'm gonna use because they're perfect for my family. And I'm gonna use at least a tablespoon of each one of these seasonings. So there went the pepper and the basil. Here's some Italian seasoning. And as these sit in the cheese mixture and in the lasagna with all the sauce and everything, these are going to hydrate and they're going to flavor everything really well. But you should season yours to taste and to your liking. You shouldn't be forced to do, you know, what I do. And here's some powdered garlic. Actually, I only ever use granulated garlic powder and onion powder, so when you hear me saying that, know that it's granulated. And parsley, I just remember my mom always putting a ton of parsley, and then you see that in the cheese layer in the flecks. And also, remember, Rick's sauce is very highly seasoned as well. So, and here go our 6 eggs. And then you're going to get in here and you're going to mix everything up. Who am I kidding? My hands are clean. This is how Mom and Nanny would have done it as well. If you scoop up from the bottom, it is helpful. This is also going to help you get a really even distribution. And just when you thought it was going to be too loose or liquidy, there you go. All those cheeses and everything in there, they really do help tighten up this layer. And with the eggs, it's going to help them, it's going to help that cheese layer to be kind of solid. And that's really what I like. All right, I'm going to wash my hands and then we'll start building up these lasagnas. Okay, we're ready to build up our lasagnas. And before I start, I want to show you the foil pans that I got. Now, you guys know I love a foil pan, but I always put parchment on top and then cover it with foil before I freeze it. Today I'm planning on freezer banking all but one of these lasagnas. And I'll show you how I prep them for the freezer after I get them all built. One of them is going to be put in the refrigerator and it's going to be baked off for tomorrow night's dinner. Now these pans are called 1/3 size steam table pans. And I got these at Sam's Club. And if I can find a link to a similar pan online, I will leave it for you. Now this is not as large as a 9x13 or half steam table pan, which isn't quite 9x13. And but a whole steam table pan is like twice the size of a 9x13. These are 12 by 6.5, 12.5 by 6.5. This will fit. Usually they have a little picture here. This will fit 3 to a chafer. If you know what those little wire chafers are, this will fit 3 across. But I feel like this size is perfect for my family to have one meal of lasagna with probably a leftover lunch. It's very deep. It's 2 3/4 inches deep, and that's what we like. So to build lasagna, it's pretty easy, and across the board this is what you want to do. Now we want to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom like this, and then I'm using oven ready lasagna noodles. That means you don't need to boil them first, and that's important. And then I'm going to put a layer of our cheese mixture. Now, don't be stingy, okay? Spread this all the way to the edges. Then we're going to put more sauce on top, just like that. And remember, there's cheese, there's like grated cheese inside that cheese layer. Now this is meat and cheese lasagna because I have meat in the sauce, but I know that my mom sometimes would put a whole layer of meat that was mixed with a little bit of sauce in here. So it would be like a cheese layer, a noodle layer, a meat layer with sauce, a cheese layer, a noodle layer, and you know, so on and so forth. So it's up to you. Some people like to put sliced meatballs in their lasagna, which is delicious. Some people like to put slices of a cooked Italian sausage in their lasagna. That's entirely whatever is your deal. That's what you should put in your lasagna. Some people like to put spinach, what have you. More sauce. This smells really good.
It does.
And remember, these noodles are going to expand as they absorb moisture while they cook. So do not be worried that it's not going all the way to the edge. Now, I have 2 layers of cheese in here. I have 3 layers of noodles in here and 3 layers of sauce right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra layer of sauce. And you want to make sure there's enough moisture so that your noodles cook all the way correctly. Okay, now we're gonna get our mozzarella on. And then I'm gonna give it a sprinkle of Parmesan. And that's it. That's how easy it is to build a lasagna. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna build as many as I can with the ingredients that I have available to me today. And I'll bring you back and I'll show you what they all look like, and I'll show you how I'm gonna prep the ones that are going in the freezer. Okay, I got all of my lasagnas done and I got 5 of them, which makes me very happy. Now, I will say, I did have to add 1 jar of sauce to the sauce I had left. So this one down here has very little meat in it, but it's mostly cheese and sauce. So it'll still be delicious, but I am gonna mark it so I know that this one's the one we should use last. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna gather my things and I'm gonna show you how I wrap these up and get them ready to put in the freezer. All right, now I'm gonna prep these to be put in the freezer. This one, either way, fridge or freezer, I'm gonna prep them the same way. Now I have a piece of parchment paper. Now I buy my parchment in sheets that will fit inside of my baking sheets. So that's why they're very large. I cut them in half. And then we're just going to put some foil on top. Now on my larger foil pans, I actually have lids that fit. These, I did not see any lids, but I'm sure I could probably buy them from a restaurant supply. But today we'll go with the foil since that's what we have. You want to make sure that everything is tucked in with foil. The parchment is tucked in there. I'm going to put another layer of foil. If you have heavy duty foil, you can just use 1 layer. And since I put the parchment on there, there's no reason to go to the expense of using nonstick foil. I do have nonstick foil, but I try and limit when I use that because it's very expensive. Make sure that this has a nice tight seal on it. Now, I have some 2-gallon Ziploc bags. These are like storage bags. All the others are going to be put in one of these plastic bags. And I have instructions that I printed out on the computer, and this shows how to make it from thawed or from frozen. If you're going to put these in the freezer, then mostly you'll be able to just bake these from frozen, but I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to just kind of fold this under so that when I put this in the freezer, then it will behave itself. You can also put a little piece of, like if you have freezer tape, like from wrapping meat and stuff, you can put a little tape under there, but that's gonna stack just fine. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna bake one off tomorrow afternoon, and when we get ready to serve it, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll fix you a plate and we'll give it a taste. Okay, it is the next day. It is Sunday afternoon and we are getting ready to eat our lasagna dinner. I had this in the refrigerator overnight. I just popped it in a 350-degree oven for about an hour and it's ready to go. I also want you to let it sit for at least 15 minutes after you take it out of the oven so that it has time to rest, reabsorb any liquids that have come out during baking, and then it will be a lot easier for you to slice.
That's cold in mouth.
Right, and I know that Rick is ready to give this a try.
If I have to.
You have to. I know you're not going to regret this one though.
That is too good.
Really yummy. I already tasted it when I was serving it up. So you guys, this is really awesome. This is the best way I know of how to keep lasagna in your freezer. Just make sure you make a big batch of sauce and then you have enough left over. Plan ahead of time. Use the oven ready lasagna noodles and then just build those lasagnas up one at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Wrap them up, put them in your freezer, and you'll be good to go. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that you learned something. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to consider giving me a thumbs thumbs up. If you're new to my kitchen, welcome. Always a pleasure to have new friends join me. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are a tried and true member of the Noreen's Kitchen family, please be sure and go down next to the subscribe button and hit the bell notification button, because we don't want any of you to miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope you give freezer banking, your own version of lasagna, a try, and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.